everyone, this is Intuitive Spirit Manifested 444, and I'm coming at you today to talk to you about the magical healing powers of stones and crystals. I want to first start it by talking about Masaru Emoto. I may not have pronounced it correctly, but he was a Japanese man who came up with the water experiment, proving that words are alive. His theory was that if you are kind to, you take two jars, you show one jar of water, and you be kind to it, and you speak nothing but good words to it, and just every day you rub it and you pat the bottle of water, and you are kind to the water, and you say nothing but loving words. And you take another jar of water, and you are just mean to it. You say a whole bunch of mean things to it, and you're not kind to it. You just fill it with like evil words, the bottle of water, and you place them up, and maybe give it like I'm gonna say like a month, maybe a week that he did it, but within that time span, the water that was spoken to kindly, it was beautiful. It was, it was crystal clear. It just looked like fresh water. And when he, looked at the water that he had been not so kind to, the water was just so like ugly. It was like black. It had literally changed. And it did not look like something you would want to drink, So I want to start it by talking about him and his experiment that, everything around us is real. Every single living, thing around us, from plants to animals to even stones and rocks, are real. And they do, they, what's the word I'm trying to say? They reflect how we treat them. You can tell when something has been living good and taken well care of, and you can tell the difference between something that has not been taken good care of, something that has not been treated very well, because everything around us is a living organism. The same thing goes with what we put in our bodies, the food that we eat. You got to think about what you're putting in your body, and how it was treated, because whatever it is that you're eating, whatever that, cell, that body, that, whatever it is, from plant to meat, whatever you ate becomes you, because we are what we eat. And so I wanted to start off by talking about that, to go into, another living organism, which is stones, and the healing powers that it has. Each stone or crystal helps us with, can help us with anything that we need help with, like whether it be confidence. It helps to open our chakras. It helps to heal blockages within us. It helps to clear our crown chakras, our auras. Stones and crystals are really, really good at those things. And if you can get more and more for yourself, and they're so beautiful and they feel amazing. You don't necessarily even have to get them, in the store. Literally, the stones that we walk past on a daily basis hold just as much power as the stones and crystals that are in any store. My son and I remember walking down the street one day, and we just passed these huge boulders. And so I stopped myself. This is a time when I was kind of like discovering stones and crystals' healing abilities. So when I saw that, the boulders, something told me to just stop. And I put my hand on there. And it felt so good. It felt so healing. So I immediately, I tell my son, I'm like, come over here. Let's, before you know, we're both putting our hands on the boulders, the two boulders that we saw. And it just felt amazing. But they were, we saw them only walking around outside. And so that's why I want to say that you don't have to necessarily even buy any stones in stores. Just to have stones, which is also a living organism, surrounding yourself with the healing qualities that they have can be very helpful in us healing. Incense and taking spiritual baths, and all of that is really good for us. Water, be good, kind to water. It is good, because of Masaru Emoto. He proved that with water. Like, if you're kind to water, it's going to be beautiful and it's going to be kind to you. But if you're, like, treated bad, it's going to reflect what how it's been treated. So we have to be good to everything around us. We have to be good to our bodies. We have to be good to the living organisms and the plants and, foods and stuff around us, because, they help to keep us alive and flourishing. We have to be good to, like, the universe as a whole. We have to remember to speak kind words to each other, because words do have an effect. I mean, it even had an effect on water, as you've seen. So, we have to be kind of the words we speak, not only to others, but to ourselves. And, these are really, really good traits to, kind of incorporate into our daily lives. It's good to have a few crystals. I would recommend getting, crystals or stone books, or, talking to someone who is really good at those. Going to one of these, like, stores where they sell, tarot cards, or, crystals and stones and dream catchers. All these things are really, really good for us to, like, kind of incorporate into our lives. It just in case, you were looking for other ways to help, you take on the day. And I just, wanted to recommend that it's a good idea. I also recommend, to feng shui your house. Get into feng shui, learn about it. The way that our houses are feng shuied, or, the way we place the things, that the objects in our house, have a huge effect on the way that we feel inside and the way that we deal with the world outside. So, those are very, very good ways to start this, healing process, and start the process of bettering ourselves and our lives from here on out. 2019, let's make it our year. This is spiritual. Intuitive Spirit Manifested 444. Thank you. Have a good day.